Hey Canucks fans, let's talk a bit more about Elias Pettersson, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and proof of vaccination to watch Canucks games at Rogers Arena. I'm Canuck Clay. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Thursday, August the 12th. If you're new, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button for Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Thanks to everyone who joined us for Canucks After Dark last night. Parker and I went for another hour last night. We're really enjoying the switch to Wednesday nights, and that's what we're going to do going forward. So thanks again for those of you who joined us last night. Actually, I'll talk about my weekend plans at the end of this video. Let's talk about some more of the fallout from Elias Pettersson's interview with Uffe Bodin of a Swedish newspaper. He was actually on the radio this morning with Halford and Bruff and kind of expressed surprise that the comments that Pettersson made to him, which he translated and then put on Twitter, were not misconstrued but taken the way that they were. And of course, I vlogged about it yesterday very quickly during a quick break on my hike in Bunsen Lake, and I talked about the fact that I loved what Pettersson said. I don't think he was calling out the organization. I don't think he was acting entitled. I don't think he was acting spoiled. He was simply stating, when asked about what contract he expects from the Canucks, short term versus long term, and that part of his answer was fine. Then the second part, which is what some people got up in arms about, was I want to play on a team that wins. I want to go deep into the playoffs. We'll see what happens, but we have a good chance next year. We'll see what happens after that. All that stuff's fine. And it shows me that you want your most competitive, your most talented, basically your best player to say stuff like that. And it's not about putting pressure on Jim Benning. I think Jim Benning has enough pressure on him already. It's him just stating how he feels. And we want our hockey players to be honest. We want them to feel safe in expressing how they feel, especially when it comes to what they want from their franchise. So I had zero issues with what Pettersson said. And that's what Uffe Bodin kind of said as well, that he was surprised at some of the window was knocked my tripod over. I'm holding it with my left hand. He was surprised at some of the reaction he got. It wasn't backlash per se, but certainly people were writing him back, replying to his tweet and saying, was there more to the story or is there any? And no, Bodin just said he's translated what Pettersson told him, and he's simply a young player who's driven to win. I would dare say not any different than Nathan McKinnon or Connor McDavid or Austin Matthews, three guys that have Sidney Crosby's, guys that have been with their team their entire career so far, and with different varying levels of success, of course. But I think they would be saying the same thing in their markets. So zero issue with what Pettersson had to say. Now let's move on to Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Well, what's really interesting is Bodin said that he was invited, or he interviewed a lot of these Swedish players, because a lot of the Swedish players, most of them gathered at a casino in Stockholm, no, not to gamble, but it was like a pre-national team, pre-Olympics meeting. Of course, we're not sure if the NHL is going to the Olympics. This guy wants them to go. I love seeing best on best hockey. They went there in 2018. So Bodin was able to speak to not only guys like Pettersson, but Landeskog, and he spoke to Oliver Ekman-Larsson as well. And didn't say anything earth-shattering aside from Ekman-Larsson is really looking forward to a fresh start in Vancouver. He's also surprised and ready for the challenge of the media attention that he's going to get in Vancouver compared to what he received in Arizona. And the one thing that I in being optimistic and in looking ahead to a good season for Ekman-Larsson, not just a good season, we want to have maybe at least 3 or 4 good seasons to make sure that 6-year contract, the 6 years remaining, it doesn't look so bad. So we want at least 3 or 4 good years. A lot of people calling him like the important piece, the most important off-season acquisition, which I agree with. Garland, I think, is going to be amazing. Dickinson's going to be solid. But I do think that Ekman-Larsson is the biggest piece. Talked about how it was that trade, the whole trade talk, and his situation in Arizona, that was a dark cloud following him, looming above him, not just for a month or 2 or for parts of last season. It was the entire season. It was since last summer when we first heard the rumors that he was willing to go to Vancouver or Boston, and we know what happened there. It obviously didn't happen, and it delayed a lot of our talks with some other pending free agents. But think of that. That started last summer. Then they went through this crazy COVID-ridden shortened season, and then even up until the trade this year, it was still looming over him. So no wonder it affected his play. No wonder he didn't perform as well as he thinks that he can. I'm not making excuses for the guy, but I do want him to do really well, and I think he's going to be a massive part of the Canucks' hopeful success this season. So, before we look at the contract, say, oh, that's bad, or this is a really bad move for the Canucks, let's give him a chance. Let's see him play, and let's see if he can return close to the old OEL form. And if he's free from this cloud, this black cloud that was hanging above him, following him around, then maybe we're gonna see some really good hockey from Oliver Ekman-Larsson. And of course, the Canucks will be better for it. Lastly, Winnipeg Jets making some news by stating that they're going to expect all staff and fans to be fully vaccinated, to show proof of vaccination to watch a game, watch a Winnipeg Jets home game. And in the press release, they also said that season ticket members have expressed that they would feel more comfortable in that sort of situation. Then Patrick Johnson, Rising Action, who I interviewed a couple weeks ago, said that Vancouver Canucks are looking towards to doing a similar thing. Nothing confirmed yet. So I put a quick poll up yesterday, actually this morning, saying, would you support the Canucks if they move to fully vaccinated fans only? And I got over 650 votes, and 90% of people are saying yes. 10% are saying no. So 90 to 10%. I'm in that 90%. I'm fully vaccinated, as my entire family is. And I know that I'd feel more comfortable if I knew that the guy sitting next to me on my right and my left, although the guy on my right, immediate right, actually, I'm lying. I sit on the aisle seat, so really I'm only worried about the guy on my right, but you know what I mean. I'd be more comfortable if everyone around me was fully vaccinated. How they have to show that proof, or how they're going to obtain that proof, that's for another vlog, so to speak. And a couple people on Twitter responded, and they said, I think is the most logical thing. They said, no one can force you to get vaccinated, but at the same time, a private business like the Vancouver Canucks, as public as they are, a private business can deny service or deny service or deny accommodation to someone who chooses not to get the vaccination. So it's basically taking the approach of, you can't force someone to get vaccinated, but you can't force a private business to accept someone who chooses not to get vaccinated when that's of the common belief that that's for the better good. So I fully expect the Canucks to move towards, in fact, I see at least a lot of the Canadian cities. I'm not sure about the States. You never know what they do down there. But I definitely see the Vancouver Canucks, along with the Winnipeg Jets and other Canadian cities, moving towards a full vaccination policy for attendance at their games. And I would have zero issues with that as well. So, Canucks fans, a lot to talk about. Talk about Pettersson if you're still reeling over his comments. Are you also looking forward to a big season from Oliver Ekman-Larsson? And do you think he's got it in him? And I know this could get ugly, but leave a comment below. Would you support a policy at Rogers Arena for only fully vaccinated fans to be allowed in there to watch a Canucks game? Leave a comment below. I love to read, react, and reply as always. Shout out to my Hall of Fame. I'll do the shout out, then I'll talk about what I'm doing this weekend. Shout out to my Hall of Fame members: Jens95, Simalexander, Just Incredible, nucksfan number 29, Lucas Gates, Chris Seifert, Adam Broomfield, Shea Family Channel, Shannon Hollingworth, and Andrew Chang. Thanks for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You are listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or in my videos, or in the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Now, I'm going to be in Victoria on Friday and Saturday, a quick little getaway with my lovely wife, Gail. And I'm thinking about on Saturday, for an hour or so, doing a very informal subscribers meetup. And very informal. I don't expect you to buy me anything. I'm certainly not buying you anything. But rather, maybe it's supposed to be a nice day. Maybe meet in a park somewhere in Victoria, or just somewhere where I can say hi and just meet some of you and thank you for your support. So if you are in Victoria, I'm thinking about doing it late Saturday afternoon before dinner. So maybe like a 3 or 4 o'clock time frame. So if you are watching this and you made it this far and you're from Victoria, let me know if you would actually take the time to come out and say hello on a Saturday afternoon in Victoria sometime. Probably somewhere downtown, where Gail and I are staying. If I get enough yeses and if I get enough people interested, then I'll probably do it. And I'll make that announcement on my video on Saturday morning. If not, which is fine, no skin off my back or yours, because I don't want to be standing there for an hour on a street corner and have no one approach me. So let me know if you're in Victoria, if you would actually stop by to say hello on a Saturday afternoon, and we'll figure out from there. All right, Canucks fans, leave a comment below. Pettersson, Ekman-Larsson, or fully vaccinated status to watch a game at Rogers Arena. Would love to know what you have to say. Subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, become a member of the channel if you'd like to, leave a comment if you'd like to. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Have a great day. God bless. Go Canucks, go.